Hi gang, Jim Farmer here. It's Wednesday, I think it's like the 10th of June, something like that. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm heading through the marina here on my way out to the creek and the main lake to check things out. It's pretty much overcast today. Looks like we got kind of a, I don't know, maybe a southwest wind. But I'm gonna get out here this morning and maybe do a little top water. We got a little bit of wind, so top water is usually good when there's a little bit of wind like this on the points and maybe some humps. A lot of the fish hadn't moved out to the humps yet, still waiting on that. It's a little late this year. I don't know, maybe they're moved out there and I'm just not finding them, but seems like it's a little late for hump fishing. By this time last year and the year before, I was doing well out on the humps. Spybait, top water, the whole 9 yards. So we're going to maybe check that out a little bit, but what I wanted to do this morning was, in addition to throwing some top water, I'm also going to throw the spybait. There's been a lot of questions. I've had a lot of questions about spybait, and it's something that I've been doing for a while now. I've been doing for a few years, and kind of, as much as I'm out here and throwing tackle around, I've kind of developed a pretty good idea how to catch these fish on the spybait. So I wanted to share that with you and get out here and maybe do some cast to catch with the spybait. This morning I'm starting out with, this is a chartreuse shad. This isn't a G-Fix, but I like using G-Fix. G-Fix spybaits, they're a little bit heavier and they're more castable, so I like using G-Fixes. The G-Fix is a size 80. And it's just a little, got a little more weight to it, and it's just easier to cast on this light tackle. So this is chartreuse shad. I'm going to start out with this morning and then work my way, maybe a couple others. A couple others I like using are American shad. I like using ghost minnow. I like using smoky bone. And it changes. I mean, it changes from day to day what these fish are going to bite on. It just depends on what kind of bait's around them, the size of the bait. That all determines, you know, which color is going to work for you. But I just cycle through some colors till I find something that I get a pretty good percentage of catch and interested in. So my main goal this morning is to find some fish, do some cast to catch with the spybait, and just show you guys a little bit about how I'm working the spybait. So hang with me and hopefully we'll find some fish this morning and get some good spybait videos. So see you out there. Okay guys, just starting a spybait here. I tied on a little different one this morning. I tied on ghost minnow. So we're going to give that a shot, see if we can't get a cast to catch here. I'm right on the end of a point in the creek. There's a few fish that I already just drove over, and there was a good many fish running around. They're all kind of low right now. They're not up high in the column. And that's kind of the way it's been for me. So the top water for me has been a little rough. We're going to put the spybait through them and we're going to see what happens here. So watch the way I cast this thing. Watch the way I count it down. Watch how slow I'm working it back. And we'll see if we can't get a fish this morning. I'm going to kind of move around and get us into position. A good position in the wind. We got some west wind right now, so I'm gonna get upwind a little bit. I like to cast these spybaits like downwind, so I get the best cast. Bring it back upwind over the point and over the brush on the end of the point. So I'm gonna move around a little bit, get myself ready for a good cast, and let's see if we can't get one off of this morning. Had some fish come up right behind me, so I'm using the spybait for top water. You could actually get these fish to chase this thing if you just like burn it across the top. Don't let it go down at all. Just burn it. I had several chase it, but nobody got it. So let's get back around. Let me show you something here. Okay. Just to give you an idea where I'm at. Here's the point here. Out on the end, you can see my brush piles marked. We're back up this way. The wind's coming from this direction. It's coming out this way. So what I want to do is I want to turn the boat around. I want to make my cast past the brush, count it down, and then bring it back over the brush. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting upwind. The wind's coming from this direction. So I'm going to make that cast back down across the brush pile, past the brush pile, let it sink, and then bring it back through the brush there, or just on top of the brush. So I'm going to get turned around and let's give it a try, see if it works. So there you go, first cast. I'm still kind of upwind of the brush. I just threw over the top of the brush and brought it back through, and there you go, first cast, got one. I hope you guys watched the way I was counting this down. Had to do a little reel maintenance there. I had to bite a little tag end off that was a little too long, but you saw me count it down, and you saw kind of the speed I was cranking. So first cast, there's one right there, so let's keep spy baiting. That happens a lot too. If you saw that fish struck it, missed it, and then he came back and got it. Oh, there he goes. Oh, come back. Oh, he got it again. That's one persistent fish. And there he goes, a quick release. So that's 2 on 2 casts. got like 4 casts and 3 fish. It's starting to rain right now, so I'm gonna have to put the camera away. But hopefully you got a little idea how I'm working this thing. I'll break the camera out when the rain quits, but hopefully we'll see you in a little bit. All right, I just pulled up on Jimmy Sanders here, and it looks like he's got a pretty decent one on, so I figured I'd get it on video here. Jimmy's using the fluke again this morning. Go figure. But he's got a pretty decent one there. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. All right, Jimmy, nice one. Nice one on the fluke, buddy. Okay. Jimmy said he was about at 3, so. All right, Jimmy, good job. I think I just got a pretty decent one on. I just got out here on the main lake. First cast. Show you something about this fish here. I don't know if you can see this, but a lot of times this is how these fish get hooked with this spy bait, is you just barely get a hook in it. And you have to be real careful because a lot of guys I've taken out have gotten hooks in them from these spy baits, these little spy baits. These hooks are pretty grabby. You just barely hook, but decent one here, decent, I don't know, 1.5, 2 pound fish, so a little bigger out here on the main lake sometimes, but there's another one on that spy bait. Little tiny ones like that are the way you get hooked. I have to be real careful with those so I don't get a hook in my hand. But I want to, while I'm thinking about it, I want to mention one other thing. Every cast, I don't know whether you guys are watching or not, but every cast I've made, as soon as that spy bait hits the water, you got to bring in all your slack. When you're out here in the wind and you're making